office and their involvement in active politics. Sonko and Gachagua are among politicians prompting impunity. I really would have wished to go to...
By the way, Linda, before you go to Meshach or Arnold, by the way, I think we should go to the Supreme Court or to any constitutional law court to seek interpretation on whether someone who has been impeached even qualifies to hold a political party position.
There's a lot to that. That's what I actually wanted to say.
You wanted to say?
Yes.
And yes, okay, let's
so,
come to you.
Section 13 of the Political Parties Act is very, very clear on what they call disqualification from holding office in a political party. So you cannot be an office holder in the governing council or even be a founding member of a political party if you cannot hold public office. So already, Section 13 of the Political Parties Act clearly bars somebody like Rigathi Gachagua, Mike Sonko, and any other person who has been removed from public office according to law. And at this particular point, it is important that the Office of the Registrar of Political Parties also comes out clear and states who can actually be a political party office holder and who cannot be, because we have got Section 13, and as far as we know, it's not suspended, it's not repealed. So technically, Rigathi Gachagua cannot be an office holder.
With a party that is very popular, that
in the registry
that has
not.
representatives.
In the registry, he is
elected.
not. So there is the de jure and then de facto.
Okay.
So legally, if you go to ORPP, Rigathi Gachagua is not even a member of DCP. Probably he's a member of DCP, but he's not an office holder. It will also be in error legally if ORPP has actually recorded Mike Sonko until a court of law pronounces itself on his case completely. Of course, he's not exhausted the appeal, but as it is, Mike Sonko stands impeached. The same way, Waititu could not hold any other office. And remember, Waititu is now also a party leader. You know, we are not talking about... So there are a number of impeached people who are party holders. You have got Waititu, who took over the Farmers' Party. You have got Rigathi Gachagua, and now you have got Sonko. Yet, Section 13 of the Political Parties Act is quite clear that you are disqualified from holding office, political party office, if you can't hold public office anywhere. So that is already settled. It will be then, of course, important for the RPP, the Register of Political Parties, to come clean on this. Because we see these guys showing up continuously, and then we are wondering, is the Political Parties Act suspended? Are we serious? Are we then moving forward or not? But be that as it may, of course, I've heard Mike Sonko say that his party is different, he needs new parties. Already, his party is not different, because we are already calling it the Mike Sonko party. Once you call it by a person, already, it looks like the others. There are very few parties that they are not about the honors. It's also just another personality cult that he's attempting to start, even though in law he shouldn't be there. But Mike Sonko raises a very important question. The issue of how the impeachment process, you know, impeachment is a political process. When you hear Fuamba speak about impeachment, he speaks of it as if we are impeaching people because they have committed treason and they've done these big things. The impeachment process is actually political. The threshold of impeachment has actually been brought so low, especially after the Kawira Mwangaza impeachment. The threshold is so low that literally any governor that will end up in the Senate should be impeached, unless on technical grounds that thing is not observed. Otherwise, if how the Senate handled Kawira Mwangaza's case is anything to go by, every person that ends up in the Senate should be impeached. That's just how low we've brought that particular process. But is it fair that you can actually, like, with just a single stroke, people may not like you, Linda, completely, for one reason or the other. So you come up and then we can fabricate some things that you are not even directly responsible for. An officer down there did something, but then we send you home. It speaks to one law that the Senate and let me just say Parliament has not really worked on that. It's called the Impeachment Procedure Bill. It's been, I think, in Parliament since 2018. It was supposed to lay a framework, a complete framework. I think it was done by the Senator for Nandi. Today, you do not know what system will end up impeaching you if, let me use the governors, for example. There are others who are sent to committees, others are sent to what I call the lynching mob. You are given to the open house, where people lynch you and then they vote at night and send you home. So there is no proper removal procedure, the impeachment procedure bill, has been lying in the Senate for a long time. We need that taken care of so that then it's standardized. Somehow today, Linda, you come in, we decide, okay, the House feels like we are busy today, or we are small fry. Probably, the president spoke about Sokohuru. So Sokohuru, then we give you a small committee, it clears you, then you move on. Or you show up and everybody doesn't like you. I have worked in a political party. I have been,
okay. I
still am, but I will tell you, sometimes we could actually fall out. We could fall out over business in a political setting. But to teach me a little fear of God, you then show up in a political party, cook up something, and then that is how you actually ascend home. And just simply that way, somebody's career is actually sent down the drain.
Impeachment
so Sonko,
was put in our constitution.
Look at this. Even when the Jews were being killed in Germany, it was legal. Fwamba knows that. When the British were actually colonizing us, colonialism was actually legal. So saying that impeachment is in our constitution, when we are abusing it, it's not checks and balances, because the
separation of powers.
The impeachment as it's being done in this country,
is given to the legislature
impeachment
as a responsibility, and that's why it's a quasi-judicial body to take care of the impeachment.
Impeachment as is carried out in this country is actually a mob justice, an exercise
but there are processes involved, so that by the time you're impeached, you have been subjected to all those processes. So we cannot say it's unfair when it has been subjected from various processes.
We violate the rights of so many people in the name of impeachment.
And because of those processes is why there are some people who have survived those impeachments and others have been impeached.
Well, of course, recently,
look at this.
Because of those checks and balances.
Look at this.
So we cannot say that it's absolutely unfair.
We